check. One, check. One, check. One. Test. Test.
Sorry, hold on one moment. Commissioner Edwards?
Here.
Commissioner Feldy?
Present.
Commissioner Reeds?
Present.
Commissioner Sorgan?
Present.
Commissioner Steinberg is absent. Oh, there you are, perfect. Okay. Commissioner Tagvoy? is here. Commissioner Van Pelt, or Vice Chair, excuse me, Van Pelt. And Commissioner Weiss is absent. Okay, I just want to make sure, did anyone else walk in? Did I not call anyone's name that's up on the dais? Okay. And then we have our ad hoc subcommittee members, Commissioner Nguyen,
Here.
Commissioner Trone, Commissioner McCauley.
Here.
Okay. We do have a quorum. I just want to note the absences of Commissioners Bubenacek, excuse me, Cunningham, Vice, and ad hoc subcommittee members Robles and Trone. So we can proceed.
Okay, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, and can I have a motion and a second to approve the order of the agenda?
Motion.
Second. Formal vote, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Okay, can I just confirm, did you do the second, Commissioner Reeds?
I second.
Okay. And then I just want to note that Commissioner Trone, is that correct? Yes, has just arrived. Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, and I see that we do have a blue folder item.
Yes, we do have one blue folder item. It is for item J1. It is the teen survey data, so we'll discuss that more once we get to that item. But if I can have a motion to receive and file the blue folder item now, that would be great.
Motion. Second.
Feldy, did you motion?
Yes.
And then, I'm sorry, who was the second? Van Pelt. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I can't move my head quick enough and right. Okay, so if we can take the vote, that'd be great.
Yes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Bless you. Okay. And can I have a motion to approve the order of the consent calendar?
Motion to approve the order.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Do we have any public participation on non-agenda items?
We do have a number of people in the audience. We'll start there and then we can go to anyone online.
Okay.
Do you want to go? Yeah.
We have Alina. Alina, you have 3 minutes to speak.
Okay. I will make this as quick as possible. Good evening. My name is Alina Rashid Froki. I am a junior RUHS and a volunteer for Beat City's Health District and an ALCOVE Youth Advisory Group member. I just wanted to give a quick update. So we're excited to see you guys on the 11th to give you a tour of ALCOVE and collaborate with you guys on the topic of youth mental health. Also wanted to share that if you are at the Super Bowl this weekend, the Super Bowl 10K, we will have a booth there, so come stop by. Also, the events for February are Cycle and Smoothies, which is tomorrow, Valentine's Craft Night on the 13th, Clothing Upcycle on the 20th, a self-love workshop on the 26th, Unplugged, which is a event partnering with Indivisible Arts on the 27th. For musicians, and you can come watch. They all start at 4:30, except the workshop is at 5 o'clock. Also, Youth Advisory Group applications are open at the end of February till the end of March. If you would like to apply, it is a great time commitment, but it's also like, if you have the passion for helping with youth mental health and ALCOVE, it's an amazing group. And then also, our fundraising is still going, so please spread the word about that. And when we have great resources like Alcove, we want to be able to fund them. So it's important that we continue to share and have people donate. Also, if you go to RUHS, just wanted to share that I'm the co-president of our Alcove Club, and so we just wanted to bring awareness about Alcove because not many people know about it, and then just create a safe space for students. That's all I have. If you have any questions, let me know, and we will see you on the 11th. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alina. Okay, whoever's next.
Anyone else in the audience?
Good evening. My name is Jonathan Svetko, resident here in District 1. Also went to school here in Redondo Beach. I've been here for many years. A few weeks ago, you may remember, me and a few friends came up here and we were discussing about some of the concerns we had with the city moving forward on potentially allowing cannabis shops in our city. As we had the representative earlier here with Alcove, I want to really stress the point, and I would like to formally ask that your group here actually agendizes the issue and discusses what does it mean for youth in our city here should we move forward with allowing cannabis shops in here. It's really important for us to kind of recognize some of the harms that are here. When the state first allowed for legal cannabis shops to be here, we did that with a very clear understanding that a lot of the funds that were going to come in for that were going to be to mitigate, to protect the youth, to go forward towards programs such as Alcove and others. And it's really concerning to me here that in Redondo Beach, we didn't do that. Our council has done nothing to actually have that conversation, to take care of the children here as we need to, and to have the right conversations as well as the programs in place to protect them. Most recently, and I'd like to submit this to the record, if I may, later on, so you can study this as well. Most recently, what you've seen here is that the LA Times has had multiple front page articles on what kind of poisons they're actually putting in these products. The state's supposed to test for these things, but we found out that the state has failed in doing that. So now you're getting all kinds of pesticides, all kinds of heavy metals going in there, as if cannabis itself wasn't already dangerous enough when it comes to youth. Now we have these other issues going in there. And so I'm bringing this up to you because I really would like for you to consider this issue because it is happening here in our backyard. And I think it would be really wise to have the youth actually be a part of the conversation to understand what your needs are, what the city is going to do about it, if anything at all, and what we can do about it together. So thank you very much for your consideration, but if you have time tonight to consider that and actually vote on putting it for your next agenda item, I'd really, really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
So Chair, if we can have a motion to receive and file the documentation?
Okay, a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Is there anybody else in the audience that would wish to speak? Any online?
Yes, we do have a Zoom person that would like to participate. Melissa, you have 3 minutes to speak.
Thank you so much. Good evening, Youth Council. Thank you so much for being a part of the council. It just gives me so much joy to see you there being a part of the process and letting your voices be heard. I wanted to just speak about cannabis very briefly. I know that Mr. Svetko just gave you some information, and I wanted to really encourage you, if this is something that you might be concerned about, to consider joining the City Council meeting next Tuesday at 6 p.m. when our City Council will be reading through the draft ordinance for the first time, the so-called first reading, and listen to it and perhaps voice your concerns. I'm a bench-trained immunologist, and so I've been really concerned about a lot of the literature I read when I was putting together a resolution that our California State PTA adopted, specifically looking at what the impacts are of a lot of cannabis use on our youth, but also importantly, what happens when we have retail cannabis stores and the fact that they tend to normalize the use of cannabis for our youth and encourage even younger students to potentially try cannabis. So I just wanted to, again, thank you for being a part of this commission and this process. It's really important and so lovely to see you all there. And again, if you, I would love it if you would agendize this for a future topic to discuss, but also please join the City Council meeting if you're inclined. Thank you so much. I appreciate this opportunity to be with you all.
Thank you. Okay.
No muscle line. Okay, and then I do just want to note that we do have one e-comment on public participation. You can view that online on the city's agenda.
Okay.
And I think that concludes our public comment.
Okay. All right. Can I have a motion to receive and file the results of the teen survey?
I have a
Oh.
presentation for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we'll move on to item J1. And actually, before we do that, just want to note, we don't have any items for item I, items continued from previous agendas.
right.
So for item J1, I do have a presentation. I apologize, we're having some technical difficulties. So the meeting is moving forward. I know the screen makes it sound like we're not, but the meeting is being recorded. Let's see if we can project onto the screen. You can give us just one moment.
Is it this one? Oh, I know, but is it this one?
Oh, yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Simon. All right, so we're happy tonight to present you the survey results from the teen survey that we had out. We're really happy with the information that we received and the number of responses. In total, we received 214 different individuals completing the survey, which is a really good showing from our teen population. We had a total of 18 questions. It was available. If you want to, feel free on your tabletop. I just see a lot of you guys turning. If it may not be working, but there's a little button on your tabletop that says present or PC. If you press that, whatever's presenting on the screen should be on your monitor. So if that helps. You're also welcome to turn around too. Don't want to force you to anything. We did have it available for, I believe it was about 30 days. It was from January 8th to February 4th. And we did share it pretty widely. We had it on our city website, all of our city social media accounts, as well as sharing it in the RUHS morning email, which I think really, truly helped a lot. We saw a lot of responses come in the day or the 1 to 2 days after that email went out. So that was a really good suggestion from you guys. So thank you for that. Okay, so I'm just going to go question by question, just kind of show you generally the results. Like I stated earlier, in the blue folder, you do have the full data results, which also in there includes any of the open-ended question responses, as well as any questions that have an other box where anyone could write in their own response. So you can see all of the input we received. I'm just going to show you some of the graphic responses that we received. And for tonight, just to kind of set the discussion a little bit, for tonight, this is just a receive and file. This is just a confirmation that you guys all received it, that you're affirming that the data came in. And what I'm hoping will happen is that all of the subcommittees will use this information to then figure out what direction you want to go with certain projects and some of your focus areas, which is really the purpose of the survey. So I'm hoping you all will get some really helpful data in this. So I'll just jump in with question 1. What zip code do you currently live in? You can see we had a pretty big majority coming from North Redondo, which is the 90278 zip code. We did have a few from outside the city, all the way from Hawthorne, Lomita, Torrance, which was kind of a cool response that we got from a few non-residents. So really good showing there. Question number 2, what school do you attend? Obviously, RUHS came and showed up for this, but we did have some junior high and then some other that were not attending a Redondo junior high or high school. Question number 3, what grade are you currently in? Again, the majority from high school ages, but we did have some junior high responses. And how old are you? This is might be helpful for certain types of activities, but this information obviously shows is similar to the last question, that these are high school ages, but you can actually see the breakdown of the response rates for each of the ages from about junior high all the way through high school. All right, so now the meat of our questions. What are your favorite social activities to do with your friends? Select all that apply. Hang out or do unorganized activities is by far the winner here. Watch movies is another big one. And as you'll see, as you look through some of the open-ended responses, movie nights or movie activities was definitely something that was mentioned quite a bit. So those top two tend to be what everyone wants to do, but participate in sporting and online gaming weren't too far behind watch movies. So, but those two, the participate in sporting and online gaming, weren't mentioned as much in some of the open-ended questions. So I do think we should put a little bit more weight on the movies versus the other two that are just behind it, but certainly some extra activities that we can look to do some planning for. Question number 6, which of the following types of programs or activities would you be interested in participating? Select all that apply. Surprisingly, cooking and baking tended to be the most liked on here, followed by field trips. And then there was a few, the social themed parties and arts and crafts workshops, and then sports leagues and tournaments that were somewhat tied. There was a little variation there. But this question surprised me a little bit. I don't know if you guys are the same, but this one also had an other section. And so there was also some really great responses there that I think would be some fun activities that we might be able to plan in the future. What are potential barriers to your participation in programs, activities, and events? Select all that apply. Schedule conflicts definitely outwon all of the other options here. And a lot of the responses, I shouldn't say a lot, but there was a number of responses that just talked about how the teens are almost overscheduled between school, extracurriculars, and then when you add something fun at the teen center, another event or activity to do, it seemed like it might be a little too much. So just something else to consider. How can we fit something into an already busy schedule for many of our teens? Question 8, do you have the means to travel independently within the city to attend events or activities? This is really just trying to figure out, do a lot of the respondents have an opportunity to get to the teen center or travel through the city on their own? Are they reliant on other means of transportation? And over a majority, just over 60% do have a means to travel independently, which is good information, but just less than 40%, which is still a huge chunk of the respondents, don't have their own means. So something to consider when you plan things geographically, should we spread out events with different locations, do some events in North Redondo, some at South Redondo. So just something else to consider. Question 9, please select your preferred method of being informed about upcoming teen events and programs. Emails, this one surprised me as well, was the largest, and then followed by social media and then text messages right behind that. So again, this is really helpful for our communications subcommittee to figure out how we want to get the word out on different events and activities. And we can do a combination of all of these things for every event and activity, but at least we know if we focus on email, social media, and text messages, we tend to hit a good majority of the teens that responded to the survey. Question 10, what social media platforms do you use most often? Select all that apply. Oh wait, sorry, I didn't change the image there. Sorry about that. Let me pull up question 10 so I can at least give you the data. We'll update it when we put it on here. Instagram was by far the largest with just under 70%, followed by TikTok, which was about 37%. So Instagram certainly is a preference there. It was also surprising to me on the open-ended, because you could put other on the responses, how many said they didn't even have social media. So just something else to consider, especially when we do some of our outreach. It's important to hit different types of communication tools, because not everyone has email or even checks their email. They may have it and just not check it, versus having a social media or not. So just some other helpful information. Okay, sorry about that. Question 11, what amenities would you like to see at the teen center? Vending machines and snack area. You guys want to get fed when you're there. So This was really helpful information. And then study rooms, surprisingly, came in at a pretty high number as well. And then pool table, gaming areas, all of that kind of fun, play activities there were just under 50% with those responses. So this will certainly help our teen center subcommittee as we kind of figure out how we want to reopen that facility. Question 12, I know this is small, but I just kind of wanted to get snapshots of some of the information. This is an open-ended question. So what types of programs, events, or activities would you like to see at the teen center? Like I said, movie nights was definitely a big one. I was chatting with some of you prior to the meeting about Senior Assassin. That was mentioned quite a bit throughout the survey. I don't know if that's quite something we could do, but this information is really, really helpful. And at some point, we will, my goal is to kind of look through it and start parsing it out and seeing if there's certain themes or some recurring events and activities that are standing out so that we can pinpoint at least 3 or 4 from the master list, because I think this question had 3 or 4 pages worth of responses, so quite a lot to sift through, but we did get some really good responses from everyone, so that was exciting. Question 13, what hours would you most likely attend events and activities at the teen center? And this is specifically during the school year. And Friday evening tended to be the most preferred, followed by Saturday afternoon. So again, very helpful information so that we can plan events when the teens are interested or available to attend. Question 14, what 3 words come to mind when you think of a teen center that you would like to visit? This is just a word cloud of the words that popped up the most often in the responses, but fun is larger because fun was the most popular word that was used. Obviously very subjective. I don't know how helpful fun is, but at least we know we have something to look towards. We just need to make it fun. So, and make sure there's food. Those are the 2 key things that we've, but this is really helpful because this is kind of a question that really gets the teens thinking in a much smaller level of just off the top of your head, what do you want to feel like when you're at the teen center? So these words, while they might not seem as helpful, I think pulling some of these words out is going to be really helpful as we really start to do some planning and purchasing of equipment and all of that at the teen center. So we're almost there. Question 15, please rank the following issues facing local teens. And this is based off of priority. So the one that was selected as number 1 the most times was mental health, followed by substance and drug abuse. So I'm happy that you all have created a substance abuse subcommittee, which definitely kind of hits this focus area that was identified by the teen respondents. And so this is really helpful information too, that for mental health, for example, for our communications subcommittee, is there something we can communicate to the teens regarding mental health? So this information is really helpful for really all the subcommittees in different ways. So it's really good, valuable data here. Question 16, another open-ended question. Please list any additional issues facing teens that weren't listed in the previous question. And so there's a huge variety of issues that were listed. This one as well had multiple pages of responses. Some of it were more personal, some were more kind of generic or larger scale, but at some point, again, we would like to kind of pull this data a little bit and look at it closer and see if we can pull some of the top 2 or 3 issues so that we can figure out, is it something that we want the subcommittees or the commission as a whole to focus on? Question 17, substance or drug abuse has been identified by the commission as a topic that it will focus on this year. What types of programs or activities do you believe to be the most impactful? And community events, by far, just over 60% was the response, followed by presentations, which was interesting as well. I had heard from, in some of our subcommittee meetings, that there's a number of presentations already that are happening at the high school. So we may want to consider the presentations at the school already to kind of that box has been checked. So maybe we should just focus on community events. Not to say we need to do that, but that's kind of where this thinking and where this data is super helpful for us as we move forward with trying to use this. But this was really, really helpful so that we know how to focus our attention on getting the information out there. And our final question, this is just an open-ended, let us know anything that we didn't ask for or that you just want us to know about team programming and activities. And again, this one had multiple pages, multiple responses of a huge variety. We will certainly try to sift through this one as well, because I do actually find a lot of value in this question because it's not focused on anything. It's just really, truly, what didn't we ask or what do you want to share with us? Sometimes some of the most valuable information comes from these types of questions because then it's more personal and it's something that we just would have never thought of that can usually be very impactful. So, so that is the results of the survey. And like I mentioned earlier, for tonight, there's really nothing we need you to do with this for this evening. I do need to have a motion to receive and file it. But as I stated, what I'm hoping is that each subcommittee, as you guys begin to meet and figure out what you want to do with your individual focus areas, you'll use this data to help inform what you guys decide to do. So, so with that, I will turn it to you all if there's any questions. I do just want to preface too, we do need to do public comment on this item before we take the motion. So I will be done talking now, but I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Any questions? Okay, any public comment? Okay. Oh, thank you.
We do not have any e-comments or anyone on Zoom.
Thank you. Can I have a motion and a second to receive and file the results of the teen survey?
Motion.
Who was the second? Okay, thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, moving on. Do we have any updates from the subcommittees?
Before I turn it over to you guys, I did just want to show a few things, just so I can visually show you. If you pull up the other presentation. Okay. So our subcommittees have been busy. All 3 subcommittees have met since our last commission meeting, and we wanted to show you our communications subcommittee did work with staff to create a Redondo Teens Instagram page. It is actually a repurpose of our after school page that was existing, but had sat dormant for a number of years or so. So we were able to repurpose that page. We were able to basically use those followers and hope we can kind of reignite some of the interest in our programming. But here it is, it's Redondo Teens. For anyone that's interested, we do want you to share this. Please follow it. Please share it with all your friends. We will certainly continue to post. We've done, I believe, 3 posts so far. We will be doing, the subcommittee will be sharing some more updates, but they will be the ones that will get all the content to staff. So if any of you guys come across an event or activity or something that you think should be shared on the Instagram page, please connect that with someone on the subcommittee and they will know how to get it to staff so that we can actually post it. Staff is managing the page directly. So, so there's that one. And then just want to show you as well, we do have a teens webpage now on our city website. It is definitely still in a work in progress. We just wanted to have a landing page so that we can start to put the information in as we develop our communication tools. So you can see there's a lot of information still coming soon. But you can see we are already starting to advertise for next year's Youth Commission. We are accepting applications. So you'll start to see that flyer everywhere, hopefully. But with that, I just wanted to share this for you all so that you can see the work that the communications subcommittee has been doing with staff. And then, so I will turn it over to you all now in case any of the other subcommittees want to share any updates.
Okay, should I go through the subcommittee like by list, or should I just ask if there's any updates?
Yeah, it's up to you. Either,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, are there any updates from subcommittees just off the bat you would like to share?
For the teen center subcommittee, we didn't do too much. We kind of just like looked around the teen center. It's very empty so far, so there's a lot of room for like improvement. And also there is also, it's pretty good that cooking was a big option on the survey because there is a kitchen in there. So yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, and I'll just, I just want to say, if I may, I was really impressed and happy with all of our meetings. All of the commissioners that were able to attend were engaged. It was a really productive conversation, and I'm really excited. I think you all are really heading in a great direction, and obviously there's still some work to do, but the subcommittees are definitely starting to move forward. So thank you all for working on that, and we'll keep on keeping on. So, so we'll just move it on to public comment if you'd like to.
Okay, public.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you guys were informed about the stakeholder meeting, but basically we just went over design etiquette and safety. We addressed safety concerns for Diamond Street, and it was handled by the Tool Design Group. So you can expect some changes to Diamond Street concerning like e-bike safety and different design standpoints that they wanted to change. So you can expect some changes from them in the future.
Thank you for the update. Okay. Do we have to receive and file the updates?
No, there's nothing in writing, but I just want to make sure, is there anyone in the audience that would like to comment? And is there anyone online?
We currently do not have anyone on Zoom or any e-comments.
Okay, we can move on to the staff liaison report.
Okay, I just have two quick items. Actually one, because I said one about the content for social media. Please share that with the subcommittee members. And the second one is, I briefly mentioned, but I just want to make sure that it's explicit with you all, that we are accepting applications for next school year's youth commission. All of you that are currently on it, you do have 1-year term. So if you do want to serve on next year, you do have to reapply and go through the process again of interviewing and being on it. So I just want to make sure that if you are interested in continuing on the commission, which I hope most, if not all of you are, unless you're seniors, you will take the time to get that application submitted. We do have to have them in by the end of May. So May 30th is the deadline. So please, the application is online. If you need help finding it, please send me an email and I could send it to you directly. So that was all of my updates for you. So thank you.
Thank you. Is there anything you guys would like to add to a future agenda? Kelly, I have a question. Can we expand the cannabis discussion beyond the drug abuse or substance abuse subcommittee?
You can, of course, you can do whatever you'd like with it. I would just need to know a little bit more of what you're thinking of and how best to guide you on that discussion. But yes, you certainly can.
I think we could possibly expand what the subcommittee discusses, but obviously with a broader group of perspectives and views on the cannabis ordinances, especially after the next city council meeting. I think we can get more well-versed on what's to come to the city. So we could possibly talk about our experiences or fears or hopes, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if that's too broad.
I mean, for me, I'm sure we could put something together for it. But if you did want to agendize it, I would need to have a motion in a second, and then a majority of you all would want to discuss that at a future meeting. So if you can just kind of restate and make it super clear what you'd like the discussion to be, and then we can take the vote and see.
Okay, I think possibly making our concerns or comments more concise on the ordinances. So we could possibly present something to city council as the youth commission. We can come up with a consensus perhaps and present that to the council.
Sure, that's very clear. I just want to preface that with the city council has already moved forward with with the cannabis in the city. What they're doing is I don't want to misspeak, but they've already taken the action to allow the cannabis in the city. I believe what they're doing now is refining how those cannabis shops can open and what that requirement is going to be for, and the guidelines for those operators to actually open their business in the city. So I just don't want you all to think that there's an opportunity for you to kind of coil back some of the ordinances. You certainly can. At any point, anyone could amend an ordinance. But there's some time that it takes to do that. So I just want to make sure you know where in the process the city council is. And if you would like to discuss it next month, we certainly can. And then we can forward that along to the council and they can decide if that's something that they would be interested in amending the ordinance.
Okay.
I just want to make the process
yeah.
clear for you all.
Thank you. Just to clarify, I watched the last council meeting and I just want to clarify, at the point that they are at with the ordinances, is it just figuring out how to permit the businesses and speaking with the businesses directly, not so much sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, that's
so it's
okay.
mainly focusing on the businesses and permitting the businesses.
Yeah, I certainly am no expert in what they're doing exactly, but from my understanding is that yes, they're amending the city ordinance to outline how businesses can operate within the city and what the requirements are to get them to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to add something. I just do agree with Raina. I think it would be beneficial to have a discussion of like what we could do of like on the voice of like the teens part and the youth in our area of like what this might have on them and be able to maybe try to find a way to like mitigate some of the effects that could occur. So on the youth's part, so.
Yeah, and another option too is you could also ask the substance abuse subcommittee to focus on what Vice Chair Van Pelt just mentioned and see if they can return with some information for you on how it's connected to teens specifically.
Yeah.
So there's different options here. We could do one of the ideas or none. It's truly up to you.
Okay, in that case, I'd like to refer it to the subcommittee just so perhaps they could focus what I'm trying to get at, you know? Could I have a motion and a second to refer the cannabis ordinance discussion to the substance abuse subcommittee?
Motion.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Vice Chair Van Pelt, did you do the motion? Okay, perfect, thank you. And just for my own clarity, the motion is to have the Substance Abuse Subcommittee return with some information on how the city's cannabis ordinance and the opening of cannabis shops in the city can affect teens in the community.
Yes.
Is that correct? I don't want to put words in your mouth, so please correct me if that's okay.
Correct.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, are there any more ideas for future agenda topics? All right, can I have a motion and a second to adjourn this meeting?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you all.
Thank
Have a great
you.
night.